Wait, why didn't it do the thing where it's like, not like this face? It actually ended it? Did it actually end it? Or did it do the not like this face thing? It actually ended it? What the fuck? Why did it actually end it? The hell? It's still, did you, I just saw it freak out. Am I crazy? Did that? This is not good. This is not good. Keep your eyes on the screen. See if it still does weird stuff. Okay, I think I did something there. That was on me. That one in that moment was on me because I changed the setting. I clicked the thing that says deactivate when not showing. Alright. So, right now, the only camera that is on is the one you're looking at. The new one is not on because I put it on deactivate when not showing. And then I unplugged the Wood Carve one. But I don't know what the, it's weird behavior. I mean, it didn't really start doing the weird stuff until I plugged in the third camera. And I'm wondering if it's because the three cameras are plugged into a, like, USB hub thing. And maybe that USB hub thing doesn't give enough power. So, I think I'm going to try to plug in the Wood Carve one into, like, directly into the computer. And see if that helps. I have not seen it actually do anything weird. And a bit here. So I'm thinking that my hypothesis could be correct. Don't be a fucking ass, Tables. Thank you. I'm thinking one way to find out would be to... I love computers, I love wires. I love computers and I love wires. To plug the Wood Carve one in. Now in. Go here again for a moment. Oh, that's not what's happening currently. Wait a second, that's not what's currently happening. There we go. Better. I was like, wait, that's not what's currently happening. Yeah, I'm gonna guess it was the all three of them being plugged into the same thing and on at the same time. Or it might not even be that they were, because it was still kind of doing it after. Well, I'd have to try it all again, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Now I got a piece of apple left in my teeth. Very annoying. We could do not as spooky music and instead do more, you know, this type of thing. Do we want that, or do we want the more spooky music? How do we feel? You say spooky? Okay. You were the first one to say anything, so... Okay. Just looking at it closer. Zooming it in without having to zoom it in type thing. I'm looking at how rounded the corners are. What looks more like a chain? The right side of it or the left side of it? The right side or the left side? There's a slight difference in the curvature. The right side curves a little bit sooner, a little more rounded. Left side's a little more squared. Imagine the more rounded, a little bit better. Well, I could just not touch those and do other ones for now. Like this obviously is gonna need more than that. Ugh. Spook, spook, spook. Spooky time. It is harder to hold it like this. Say that much. Definitely hard to hold it like that. Okay. The what was I gonna say? There was oh, there was something that happened yesterday that I wanted to mention. Now I'm blanking. What the heck? Perhaps if I refresh my memory via in here. Oh, this was not what I was gonna say, but have any of you seen that movie, The Wild Robot? Apparently people are saying it's pretty good. Apparently people are saying it's pretty good. The thing that Havens linked was pretty good, the shrinkflation shit. And then the click to cancel. The click to cancel would be nice if true. Though I don't actually like have anything that do I have anything like that that I would need to cancel? I'm trying to think. Going to streaming next week. We have kind of a number of different things we could be working on here. We could be rounding the corners of the links more. We can, you know, like there still needs to be more cutaway on these to then turn it into an actual unbroken chain on its own. The bottom ones also, for the same reason, you would need to like unlink it there. And similarly for the bottom on this one. You could do some drilling for that. Probably have to. Kinda have to. Maybe you could do it with a knife, it'd be kind of tricky. You'd have to like back and forth a lot. I feel like one drill right through the middle might be nice. You would have to sort of set it up with a flattened area to start drilling with, but I also have I've seen and or heard multiple ads for this on like a podcast or like a stream or whatever of Rocket Money. Have you guys heard about that thing? I feel like if you need the services of that product, you're already like too far gone. Is that crazy to say? Like if you need it, you're in trouble already. Which I guess then good for you, it'll help, but I feel like if you're subscribed to so many things that you need to use that, you're already subscribed to too many things anyway. Like I don't know. I feel like I could see it still being useful. Like maybe it's like the wake up call that someone's like, oh wait, yeah, I need to like not be subscribed to all these things or whatever. I guess I also don't really know how it works because in my mind the way that it works is that it would give you like kind of like when you have to like link stuff to your Twitch account or your Steam account or whatever, and like it's on a browser and then you like do a thing and then a pop-up's like, oh, click to authorize with Steam or whatever. in my brain, the way that it works is that you like the setup for you when you initially go on it is like a billion of those for every different type of subscription service that's like uh Netflix, Amazon Prime, streaming service, this and that, and you just have to like click or log into each one of them. Is that what it's like? Because if it is, I feel like just the process of doing all of those logs in the first place would make you just be like, I gotta cancel some of this shit right now. Like, why am I even bothering to log into them all? They link to a financial account. See, if it does something like that where, but I don't know how it would do that in terms of, like if you gave it your credit card number, and then it somehow figured out every single subscription service that you use that credit card to pay for things, that feels like that shouldn't be possible. But it probably is. And it probably is just doing like finance related I don't actually know the name for it, but when you swipe with a card or whatever, it has like different kind of automatic tags to it, like groceries in this, gas and whatever, like different things like that, like restaurants. You don't? It's an agreement with the bank to only provide transaction info? Yeah, okay. So yeah, transaction info type stuff, and then it does it from there. Okay. I'm really debating on what I want to do here. I think I do want to, like, maybe start... Well, this one would come right off, I guess. If I undo the whole thing. That'd be exciting, though. I'm trying to decide on... In order to unlink this link, you know, I do need to, like, unattach this from the bottom. And doing that with a knife is going to be pretty tough. Like, it would be a lot of back and forth, and then on both sides. Part of me is thinking about doing a drill through the middle. That's the one your budget website uses. Rocket goes and puts a pretty analytics on top to show which transactions might be something worth canceling. Yeah, the canceling for you part was interesting too, because that's what it sounded like it did. Again, none of this is something I would actually need, but... Because I really don't think I'm... No Amazon Primes, no Netflix... Oh, I guess the Switch, the Nintendo Switch Online would probably count, right? So we would have that. That might technically count, even though it's like once a year. Because I suppose technically that could be done monthly. Wouldn't surprise me if that's part of it, that they would have like gaming related subscriptions as part of what they're checking. I think it would just be NSO for me. I don't think it would be anything else. Game Pass and stuff, yeah. Xbox Live, PlayStation, Sony Live, whatever those things are. Yeah, I don't think I have any besides NSO. Can't think of any others, at least. Unless you count student loans, am I right? If I wanted to drill, I would want to drill from this side because it's higher up. Yeah. And I would want to make a flat-ish area to do so. Even YouTube Premium, your family bought a family plan and can add 6 accounts way cheaper. What does YouTube Premium even get you besides supposedly no ads? Is it just ad-free? And YouTube Music? What is, what's special about YouTube Music? I'm just so not in tune with that. Now if I do this, how does that line up? Kind of okay. They got rid of Google Music, it's their equivalent. Can also play any YouTube video as audio only. That's kind of nice, I guess. This is Mario Party, for sure. Yep. I had to check to confirm. I felt compelled to do so. Pretty good feature, you could play the video as audio because stuff you won't. It's also good that I guess if you were doing data, it would use a lot less data being audio only, right? You could play the video as audio because stuff you won't get because it only in video format. People make playlists with normal music tracks alongside things from YouTube. I'm not sure I'm picking up exactly what that means. Like, are you saying like what I'm technically doing now? How I'm using YouTube as a playlist? Or are you meaning something else? Because I'm very aware of using YouTube as a music playlist, obviously. That's what we've been doing for years. Oh, in the background. Yeah, in the background. So that way you could still play music, but then like you're looking at Reddit or Twitter or whatever on your phone. Okay, that's kind of neat. Doing what you're doing, but also including regular music tracks from albums. Yeah, I mean, we used to have playlists that had, you know, more regular music. But we can't play those on stream, so we don't use those playlists. Oh, or you're saying like combining from an alternative, like not actually coming from a YouTube video, but like, I don't know, some other thing, some other system. Maybe, either way. I will say, I don't know if Havens is here. If he is, I have a question for him, though. If he is, I have a question for him. Check out that hand vein right there, you see that? You? I'm a very... No, it's not old man. I've always been very veiny. I've always had very visible veins. It's not old. My forearms and hands have always had a lot of visible vein stuff. Yeah, this one too. And kind of generally going up. Whoa, the pukes thing actually worked on OBS. The OBS chat over there. It actually made it the same color. Did you do /me pukes, or did you do something else to make it italicized? Because I remember you used to do /me, and it would be the same color text. In Twitch itself, it's not the same color text, it's normal color, but italicized. Damn, this is a thick section. Have you seen that zero width of the two doors that hides an emote behind it? I don't think so. I don't think I've seen that. Sounds funny for Halloween. Well, it just sounds funny in particular, I guess. Gotta be getting closer. Alright, I'll look at it in a second. I feel like I'm close. I feel like I'm real close. Alright, let's see this thing. What are we making? Hold on, let me check something here. Hiding 0. Does it work? Oh. Okay, that's kind of funny. Let me finish this bit of the drill here, T-Bone. I'm drilling through a section of a thing here, and that will help explain a little bit of what's going on. I can feel it's close to getting through. So if you give me a moment. I mean, there's one piece of this, which is this part, that has been done for a long time, which is a ball in the thing, and you can see that the ball moves. It would also move if I picked up the whole piece, but I'm gonna finish this drill section, which the drill section does tend to make the mic make some noise because I do have to put pressure into the table a bit. But after the ball piece that's there, the next pieces below it are supposed to be chains, or chain link pieces of wood. Damn, how's this thing not done yet? Oh, it is done. Well, it's kind of done. You can see it popping out the other side. There it is. There it is. It's made it. Made it through. So as you can see, part of the chain is already... These two chains have been separated so they can move around, which is cool. And you can see the ball now roll on its own accord. Very cool. So yeah, the chain has been the main focus now for the streams of Wood Carving Wednesdays, at least, whilst whilst I've been streaming it at the very least. Here it comes. Here what comes. So, why did I drill a hole? Because it'll make it easier to try to separate this from the bottom. That's basically how these got separated. Was between these two right here, did a couple of drills where I'm poking with my thumb in order to get the separation, because it's hard to use a knife to do, like, you know, imagine cutting that but with a knife and you're like that's just like, it's not effective. I don't know what you're alluding to, Havens. It's just, you're not. The fuck are you talking about, man? The hell are you talking about, man? Anyway, I did want to ask you a question though, Havens, but now I forget what it was. That's the problem. I had wanted to ask you a question, but I don't know what it was anymore. I mean, there's not a set process necessarily, because I did do... I think I did this separation with a knife. Like, I did one of them with a knife, and then we had the drill idea, the hand drill idea. And you can definitely see I used the hand drill to get these, to get like this, but I used the knife for, I think this one? Like the sides and whatnot of this one. So it was kind of like evolution of, why am I using a knife and taking 10 times longer when, as long as we use a small enough drill, it will work that way too and be easier and more calculated. The one thing that I need to decide on, which I'm not really sure on yet, is how to round these chains. Like, how rounded do I want the ends to be? This end is definitely more of a gradual curve, you know, a smoother curve, whereas this side is definitely more squared. I mean, it's still, you know, curves eventually, but it's certainly more of a squared curve, whereas this is a little more gradual. I'm not sure which way I want that to be. I also have no idea what I will do at the bottom, but I'm not even trying to worry about that, because that's far away from, you know, getting all this part's done, so. And the reason why I'm not immediately trying to unlink all of these pieces at once right away is because it's just harder to hold the damn thing. It's harder to hold than to then, like, try to round the corners and stuff. So you kind of want to keep it together as long as possible, really. Because it's just a lot harder to hold and carve otherwise. Anyway, I still don't know what Havens was talking about. Anyway, the door thing's kind of funny. The door emote thing. The only thing I could really... I guess I don't really know what the point of it is necessarily, but maybe just trying to do like a lurk type of thing almost. Like half lurk, but not actually lurk. Something like that. So I did this drilled hole, but I'm actually not going to finish that part as far as unlinking that side for now, for the exact reason that I said. People leave through the doors. Oh. You know, maybe I should look up a picture of... No, the wood carve random wood carve coming in viewers are never the art people. I'm pretty sure that's not happened a single time. The wood carve people that end up here are just like, oh, that's cool. Tell me about it. Show me what the project's looking like, and then a lot of the times will follow or disappear. Either way, it's cool. Need to have someone stop by just to see what the project is getting worked on. I could see myself doing the same thing on other channels in this category. I mean, it's probably a fun thing to do, is just to be in the makers and craft category and just like jump through and see all sorts of weird different things people are working on and be like, yo, show me the shit. Show me what's going on. And then they do. Because it's a nice way to get like an easy, like, alright, let me rest my hands for a moment and show what it is. I was about to Google something. What was I about to Google? Oh yeah, chain link. Images. So. Okay. Oh, because I had restarted. Anyway, those are looking pretty rounded. Those are not looking very squared off. Right? But maybe I shouldn't put chain link. What if I just did like chains? Chains? But then it's gonna be like those type of chains. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I guess something like this is probably what we're trying to do. Those are a little more stubby than these chains. So by nature, they're going to be a little more squared. Whereas these ones are a little more rounded. Interesting. Interesting. What about making the bottom piece swirl like a barber pole with a copper wire inlay? That'd be neat. Kind of incorporate metal into your work. Yeah, that'd be cool. Barber pole type thing. I've definitely seen that before. You could double end it and have another box, you know, another ball in a box on both ends. Could be an option. Would be a lot. It would take a while to do that. The barber pole would be way faster, but you know, technically it could be done. Could do a face. Could do a, you know, anything really. Barber pole idea wouldn't be crazy though. That's not a bad one. How would you do the inlay part? Would you have to use like a glue, or would you just have it kind of like tightened enough that it basically just stays there? I guess I could see that too. You could like probably wrap it tight enough where it probably doesn't move. I could see that. That'd be kind of neat. A lot of options, a lot of options. What stuff have you been doing lately? It sounds like you've been doing stuff. Yeah, glue or hammer, lightly hammer it. Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking, is like making it tight by like hammering it in and then. Good old-fashioned wood glue, but then it's metal, so then you still use wood glue in that case? I don't know. I don't know how that part would work actually. I don't think I've done a metal thing like that, actually. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have. I bet my dad has. I'm sure he has. He's done fucking everything. A smoking pipe. That's kind of cool. Functional? Maybe a stupid question, but functional? Or a prop? I guess it's not that stupid of a question, but it's a little stupid, I guess. It's a little stupid, but not that stupid. Hey, Elemental. Wood Carve Wednesday, indeed. Alright, I'm gonna make it more rounded. You gotta go. Alright, well, I appreciate you stopping by. Best of luck on what I assume would be either homework or classes or something. Tobacco and yes, functional. Okay. Alright. Ooh. You could theoretically smoke crack in a wooden pipe. I wouldn't know, so I don't... I wouldn't really know. Wouldn't be able to tell you how to do that. Would not be able to tell you how to do that. This is some real spooky sounds. You got a lathe, can't wait to break that bad boy in. Nice. Yeah, my dad has all the big fancy tools and stuff. Yeah, so how are you going to okay, never mind. I'm stupid. I was gonna say like how do you make it? Never mind. Regular stout one or a token? Yeah, crazy, mega long, curvy neck to it. That'd be trickier for sure, but that would be a bit trickier. Am I crazy, or does this song have like a little bit of a James Bond vibe to it at times? Briarwood. I don't know if I've done stuff with Briarwood before. I don't think so. What's the fanciest piece of wood you've carved or worked with in, you know, some sort of fashion? Because it doesn't have to be carved, but like any wild stuff like there's zebra wood, but like there's one like Cocobara or something. There's some crazy woods out there. I'm trying to think of the one my dad was showing me one time. Pearwood? Yeah, pearwood is super dense. Have you ever done, what is it, ironwood? I've technically, like, put a, you know, a mark in a ironwood, but never actually, like, tried to make something out of it, but I've definitely, like, hey, try to cut into this, and then you cut, and you're like, oh my god, this thing is fucking iron. This shit's iron. Ironwood. Pearwood. One of the advantages of pearwood is moderate hardness. It strikes a balance between being firm enough to hold intricate details and being relatively easy to carve. I don't know if I believe that. Maybe that's true. Coca-Cola wood. That's what I'm thinking of. Coca-Cola wood. Coca-Cola is some fancy fucking. Yeah, that much. Coca-Cola is some fancy wood. My dad has gotten access to some fancy fucking woods. So many that I don't know the names of most of them. Coca-Cola woods. Coca-Cola is just a cool name too. That's the other thing. Coca-Cola. C-O-C-O-B-O-L-O. You are curious. Anywho, right, I suppose I should get back to it. No real exciting stuff will probably happen today as far as like a new chain or whatever being unlinked. I think mostly we'll be trying to round some of these guys. In ways that I think will look good. Okay. Still pretty new. Yeah, I mean, I would not say I'm some sort of guru or anything. That's for sure. I would certainly not say that. We don't have one of the things to show you because I gave it away. I didn't do this. But here's a guy. And painted. Pirate guy? I'm guessing? Pirate vibes? Here's another one. Again, I didn't do these two, but they're painted so they look cooler. Chain of turtles. Bunch of turtles together. Tugboat. Simple stuff. This is a project that we started and done on stream, but it is obviously not finished. I hope you can guess what this is, even though it's obviously not anywhere close to done, but I feel like it should be. If you figure out what it is, then that's a good sign, basically. It's a frog, correct. It is indeed a frog. He be frogging. But like for the this thing, a base piece of that might start looking like this. It's all about just saving the time. Like, you don't need to have it start. I'm not saying this to you like you need to know this, but more of just anyone else that's maybe lurking. You don't actually start out doing the knife part with it being an actual block of wood most of the time. You use, you know, like a bandsaw or some other tool to take out as much as you can before you actually need to start using the knife because, you know, it's slower. This is a cool little, I think he calls it a story stick or something? I guess I'll show it up here because it's too tall. But it's basically, it's just kind of a square piece of wood, but it shows you sort of the pathway to making a face. You start on a corner, that way you get the nose, and then a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. Pretty neat little thing to like show kind of progress of how you would actually make a face. Pretty cool. I guess it's kind of like Santa at the end. Oh yeah. I feel like a lot of people tend to find this thing neat because you don't usually, you know, it takes a lot of effort to do each part over and over again. And this was the base for a turtle. We did one of these little turtles on stream, and then I gave that away though, so I don't have it to show what the finished one looked like. It was very basic looking, but similar idea as far as the whole, you cut off or you drill out. Yeah, that's kind of a circle. There was a sort of a hand press type of drill, bean drill. This is what you would start with. You try to take out as much as you can with some machinery before you actually start using the knife. Or, you know, or the straight tool, or drill, hand drill, or, you know, whatever you're using. Neat stuff. Okay. How that looks. I was just thinking to myself, like this piece that's flopping around while I'm trying to hold it, and how it'd be easier if you could like temporarily like disconnect half of it to then just, but you can't do that because that's how it works. You can't do that. Can't really do that. Can't really do that. Now, is the reason that you're doing a pipe because you yourself smoke, or was it like an interesting challenge having something that's, you know, like hollow through it or whatever? Or what, or are you like getting paid to do it or something? If you don't want me to ask questions, I won't, by the way. I myself. I don't think we've actually had someone come into the stream that they themselves do wood stuff. Bit of a first. Bit of a first. Get out of there, shavings. Get out of there. The difference in the Halloween music sometimes between being actual spooky versus like playful spooky. This is playful spooky. This is definitely playful spooky. I'm using this to measure that the links should all be about the same width. There's definitely some parts that are a little bit thinner by accident. More like here, that's a little bit thicker. A little bit thicker. What's this called? A caliper? Or something, I think? I think so. Exclamation point wood. What would that command even do? Oh. Haven's linked a thing, I didn't even bring it up. I got gnomed. It's almost funnier because there was so many minutes ago. It's like, oh, I forgot to do his thing. Let me check that. I don't know why he said ooh with it at the same time. Oh, in response to the pirate guy. I see. That was pretty quick to the draw then. You must actually be at your computer, huh? To do that? I feel like that would have taken you longer if you were at a phone. You're not a phone viewer, aren't you? Are you? I actually don't know. I feel like you're a computer viewer, right? Yeah, you're a PC guy. Okay, same. I mean, I figured, but you know, maybe things change with the times. Perhaps things change with the time. Usually looking at something else. That is true. That is true. Usually you are. It is true. Did I tell you you made more oatmeal raisin cookies? I don't think so. I remember you told us the first time. I don't think you told me about the second time. Do you add sugar to your oatmeal raisin cookies? What are like what do you use to make the oatmeal? Obviously oatmeals and raisins are involved, but Does it require a lot of sugar? I mean, it's cookies, so I suppose probably, but... Have you ever... Quaker Oats vanishing recipe. Is that like one of those things where you buy the Quaker Oats and it's like on the box recipe, one of those types of recipes? 3 dozen. That's a lot. But like that's awesome. Wow, so it's actually one of the recipes that's on one of the boxes and it's actually a good recipe. That's nice. I guess there's probably good recipes on a lot of those boxes. I mean, sometimes you see shit like a cereal box, and then they're like, "Oh, you can actually use this to make cookies or something," and you're like, "That sounds terrible." Or like you look at the picture of it and it combines it with some crazy thing, and you're like, "I would just rather eat the cereal." 15 years. So it's tried and true, huh? Okay, alright. Tried and true. Tried and true. Same with cookie recipe on Toll House chocolate chips. Nice. The, have you ever tried using it with... Or have you ever tried doing the recipe with like flavored oatmeal? Like imagine doing it with one of those oatmeals that's like apple cinnamon oatmeal or whatever, and but then doing the oatmeal raisin part with those. That'd be kind of neat. Would be kind of a neat experiment, right? F and autocorrect. F and autocorrect. Oh yeah, these are not rounded at all. What the heck? Oh, big cuts. Huge cuts. Behind closed doors. When you had described to me what it was, I actually thought it would have been like almost Resident Evil 1, like 2 doors, and then the doors would open and then the emote would be behind it. That's what I thought it would be, and I was like, that's kind of cool. You could like, you know, peekaboo an emote or something, or like if an enemy ends, like you're playing a game and then something comes behind the wall and it's like this enemy, and you like do the, I don't know, some emote with like a gun or, you know, whatever it is, or a robot, Mr. Destructoid, because it's some robot enemy or whatever. That'd be kind of funny. There's another zero width like that. I feel like that would be better. Maybe that's crazy, but with zero widths, the possibilities are endless. Yeah, but you can't add zero widths. You can't upload your own zero widths as a free user, I think. I don't know if you even can if you're a paid user. I don't really know how it works as far as uploading zero width. As far as using zero widths, I think you can just, you know, add whatever that's already existing, which is nice. Cut off that corner, looking much better. Much more rounded. These used to be straight up squared. Looking better already. I have not put up any new Halloween stuff on the wall. Part of that is because I kind of like lean on that part of the wall to do some like stretches or exercise related things. So like sometimes I'm already hitting the spider as it is, or have to like move it to make sure I don't screw it up. So it's like I need like a portable stand to then put a bunch of Halloween things on. But then if I do that, then I have to move it when I would stretch break. Which I suppose I do already have that movable portable thing. It's just that it's really big. And so moving it is annoying. Maybe I'll... What's the schedule here? On the 30th? Wood Carve Wednesday on the 30th? 2 weeks from now. Because I was thinking about how, like, I do have that big thing that, if you know, existed, and it still exists because I never threw it out. But yeah, moving it back and forth would be kind of annoying. Wood carve 10:30, putting knives in candy. Oh, I mean for the trick-or-treaters. Yeah. No. Maybe I would make... I don't know. I've had mixed thoughts on bringing in the big Halloween decoration thing that I have. If I actually want to or not. Or like what I would do. Would I have... Because lugging it back and forth would be kind of annoying. From where it is to... It wouldn't be the worst, but it would... Sure. Music? I'm still listening, yes. He's still listening. YouTube. Although I do have to pee, so I guess I'm going to not be listening for a moment, but I have to pee. I'm gonna do that. I don't think I can make this stand anymore. I don't think so. Can't have you try to psychically knock it over this time. Alright, I'm back. 5 heads harder. You were unsuccessful. Nice try, kid. He said to the guy that is older than him. Exposed, doxed. I don't know what we're gonna do Friday. Game wise. No idea. You know, that was a violent piece and one up there. Oh, the water's just here. The water doing the what is it? Easter Island stone face guy. For some reason, that's the vibe that this gave me. Like just sitting here looking at the camera. Easter Island stone face emoji. This is actually kind of a spooky song. A classic spooky organ piano type noises. Classic. Yeah, this is, again, a lot of... It doesn't look like anything's changed when I'm holding it out here, but things have been getting rounded up a bit here and there. Certainly not perfect by any means, but there's been progress. Whoa, it's spinning, it's spinning. Evil boss room music type stuff, yeah. You unlocked the expensive coffee dessert today. The recipe itself? I actually haven't unlocked the beans itself. I have caught a grubbin, so like I can now do it, because that has the first thing of that. Let me look at the latest. I remember when I looked at it, it seemed like most recipes using the beans were like only end game level recipes. Yeah, the 87 sized meal dessert, the 92 sized meal curry, and the 100 sized meal salad. There's not a single other salad that uses the coffee beans. There's one other curry that uses the coffee beans, which is the 11, and then 11 fiery, and then 11 honey. And then there is the 42 size dessert that is the early bird coffee, which is 16 coffee, 14 milk, 12 honey. Is there a second salad and I'm not seeing it? I'm not seeing a second. You're a third. I'm seeing 2 curries, 1 salad, in 2 desserts. I'm seeing 5, not 6. But perhaps the image I'm looking at is not correct. I mean, there's still multiple recipes I haven't done anyway. I don't think I've done no, I've done the Inferno Corn Curry, I think. I have not done any of the Slowpoke Tail meals. All the Slowpoke Tail meals also need a lot of fiery herbs. There's also no desserts that use Slowpoke Tails. A little annoying. There's not that many meals in general that actually use the Slowpoke Tails, which is also kind of annoying. Like, it's just the grilled tail curry and the Slowpoke salad, right? Maybe there's one other meal. Ooh. Anyway. I mean, I'm just looking at the pin in the sleep discussion thread on Discord, but it could easily be not correct. It could be like an out-of-date one. It would not surprise me if they added more. Is there really only 2 Slowpokes? I feel like there was at least one more. Maybe not. There are really only 2. How has your week been in Pokemon Sleep anyway? I've been at Old Gold Power Plant the whole time. I think I am on pace to hit Master 3 on Sunday. One of the main things holding me back is recipes, for sure. Since I'm doing Triple Raichu, Golem, and Gardevoir. If Gardevoir triggers a bunch throughout the day, then I basically leave everything in. If it doesn't, the last like hour or few hours of the day, I'll bring in other stuff that I have that is strong and high energy. So things like, just mainly to get other ingredients, but at least still be a little bit powerful. So, you know, my BFS Walrein, my BFS Meganiums, my HB Wartortle, my HB BFS Butterfree, stuff like that. Is Sneaky Snacking just BFS Pokemon? Not. I don't think so. No. It's just that because your other Pokemon are making less berries, then it doesn't give you as much. But if you do you mean the overnight stuff as well? Because isn't the overnight stuff basically the same thing as Sneaky Snacking? And when you see the overnight stuff, you'll get like a little bit. Like I'll get a little bit from the Golem. But then the Raichus are, you know, like 6,000 to like 10,000 or whatever. Yeah, yeah. Like my Golem's like 300, or the Gardevoir's like 300 or 600 or something. Yeah, that, to my understanding, is the normal expected. You only have one? I think I have a 4th potential one, but I have not bothered to make it because actually I'm going to switch in something else to try to get other ingredients going here. What's high energy? Maybe I'll bring in the Walrein for more oil. That wouldn't be crazy. Or Altaria for eggs. Let me do actually this Butterfree. Because honey's good, tomato's good. Because if I just get honey, that's pretty good because eventually from Gardevoir over time, plus just getting a bazillion apples from the Raichus, then I can do green grass salads. I also did use some ingredient tickets towards the end of last week, and then a couple this week so far, just to try to get some of those alternative ingredients. And my filler is always either just the apples or the potatoes. Or the beans. I've basically been trying to make sure that I'm doing any recipe that is not just a 8 apple, 8, not an 8 blank basic recipe. As long as it's at least a little something. I've been trying to make sure that it's that. So I've like hemorrhaged or like rationed a lot of stuff like milk and oil by getting some of those resources towards the end of last week, or again, like I said, when bringing stuff in. Because the apple cheese salad uses a lot of apples and then only a little bit of milk and a little bit of oil. So I've been able to get like a lot of recipes out of that, for example. Halloween Cornge alias? Candy Cornge? Yes. How do I... Oh, I guess I just use it and it has a different name, huh? Sure. Candy Cornge is good. Good call. We all have ingredient mules. I don't actually have that many actual ingredient Pokemon that are good. I only have basically the Golem. The others that are ingredient type Pokemon are things that I used at the beginning or was starting to use, but then kind of understood the game a little bit better or feel like it's not actually good enough, but I leveled it for a specific thing, so I will bring it in for a specific, like, oh, high energy and other stuff is low energy, so I might as well bring it in to get some of those stuff like milk and whatnot. But the other ingredients, basically I only have berry Pokemon, but the berry Pokemon, when they're at least level 30, will still drop, some amount of ingredients, whether it's the Meganiums or the Butterfrees or the Walreins, the Feraligators. Don't really want the Feraligator in because there's not really a use for sausage for me right now, I don't think. Well, there is, but there isn't. There is, but because I'm on salads, but there isn't because most of the sausage recipes need eggs or other things that I'm also struggling to guess. Eggs are a real bummer. I really wish one of my Raichu had eggs at 30. Actually, I don't even know if they can have them at 30. I know they can have them at 60, but if they can have them at 30 and one of mine could have had it at 30, that would be so much better. At least one of mine has ginger at 30, so I'm not just only getting apples from them, but you have a sick Gardevoir that regularly double procs. She's your diva you hit up after every meal. I also have a really good Gardevoir. It's so good that I might actually use like one of those main skill seeds on it, or that I probably just should. Togekiss the double procs a lot, fun to do random skills. See that. Are you on OGPP this week? Or are you on green grass because of the event? Yeah, only one Raichu. That's surprising. I feel like there's been so many opportunities for catching lots of Pichus. He's on the OGPP, the power plant. Everyone calls it OGPP. Apparently. Bee. I haven't gotten anything good yet. Actually, I think the only thing that was good was maybe a Pichu last week that has BFS at 10. I forget what was after that. I think it's basically about the same as... I have one mega good Raichu because it's BFS and then HSM, which is like basically the best thing you could possibly have. The others are like BFS and then skill charge or something. You know, something that's like, okay, at least that's not ingredient finder. It's like generally a positive thing, at least. And the new one I got, I think, is pretty equivalent to one of the ones I have already made as a Raichu. I should probably look at it again to see what ingredients it has. Because if it does have eggs early, then that would actually be worth doing. Because if one of these Raichu, the Wicked Good One kid, I believe is double apple. And then one of them is apple ginger. And then if this third one, instead of being another apple, was an apple egg, that would be so good. Because eggs are so hard to get, and they're so good for so many recipes. Like, it feels like a lot of the bigger recipes, or even decent recipes like Gluttony Potato Salad, needs like 9 eggs. Or if you do the ginger whatever salad, needs like 4. You got Charger Bug that does 2x and 4x coffee. It got Ingredient Finder or something too, so you have it as a coffee mule. It almost feels like you don't even want a lot of that though, because there's not that many recipes you can do, like kind of how we were talking. There's not even that many recipes you can do with it right now. Though if you have, I mean, the early bird coffee one would be a good one to do if you have like constant good milk and honey, though. That's for sure. One of my problems is I don't have a good mushroom getter. Because I don't have a good... I mean, like, you know, I could bring in a Wooper or whatever. But I would at least want it to be a decent Wooper so that when I switch it in... Kind of like how when I switch in the decent Wartortle and that kind of thing, that I would at least get some amount. Like, sometimes I'll bring in that Ditto that I have that's, you know, not amazing, but it's Ingredient Finder S and Ingredient Finder Nature, or Ingredient Up Nature, I'm pretty sure. And that, you know, I'll bring in one of these energy situations where the energies are low and bring it into the last hour or so, or 2 of the night, just to slowly build up a bit of those leaks. The only good thing about Slowpoke Tails, really, considering there's almost no recipes to do with it, is that they have a ton of base points or base power. Like, I think the highest is Leak at 185. The next highest, rather, is 180 or 185 with Leak. But then the coffee, and then the coffee is like 150. Mushrooms are like 165, 170. But then Slowpoke Tails are like 340. Which is, you know, almost double of a Leak. So if there was a way to get constant Slowpoke Tails easily, it would be very good filler. But unfortunately, the Slowpokes line is not that good, so... It is also my understanding the only other thing besides Slowpokes themselves is, obviously ingredient procs, but Ditto, I think, is the only other thing. And Ditto's like not really that good anyway. Alright. Sometimes you gotta hold it a little bit further away from you to get a good look at what I gotta do like this and be like, alright. How rounded or unrounded or what's even, what's not even type of thing. Problem is that I don't even really get many ingredient magnet procs because I'm not really using stuff that has it right now. Like, most berry Pokemon don't have it. The only ones that do are like Butterfree and Walrein, right? So the other ones that do have it are actual ingredient Pokemon, for the most part. And I don't have any good ones. I don't really have a great Bulbasaur or Wartortle or Charmeleon yet, so. You know, yeah, I mean, I don't have many good. I mean, I'm probably a little bit aggressively critical, but I don't have many good anything. Besides some berry Pokemon. I feel like I have no... okay, I have a good Gardevoir, a good Wiggly... a good Wigglytuff, but not a great Wigglytuff. I have a great Gardevoir. Great Golem. Then plenty of good to arguably great berry Pokemon, because it's a much easier to farm for them as far as just BFS 10... and then ideally like helping speed M or helping speed S, and not a minus speed nature and not a plus ingredient nature ideally. And that's a lot easier to do than like ingredient plus nature and then helping bonus ingredient finder M, HSM, ingredient finder S. Like if it seems for whatever reason to be a lot easier to do one or the other for me. I probably have, I mean, I definitely have stuff that other people would be willing to use for ingredient Pokemon. The other problem, I think, is that some Pokemon I'm approaching the point where I think they can, like, never be good. Like, I don't think I can have basically a good Eevee almost ever anymore. I mean, maybe there's some niche ones, but I think I'm either at or about to be at friendship level 30, which is, I think, when the first 2 sub-skills are automatically gold, which is not great a lot of the time. I mean, I guess if you were a Sylveon, you would want it to be helping bonus and skill level M, or BFS skill level M, or BFS HB. But that's like a long time before you would even get to a skill trigger M, which is really what you're looking for. Kind of messed up. And I think I'm pretty much at the same spot with Chikorita's, maybe? Or I'm very close. I'm either at like level 28 or I'm already at 30. Where it's like now I guess the best that I can hope for is BFS helping bonus. Which isn't even that. I mean, it's fine, but it's not ideal. I mean, it's fine if you got that, I suppose. One of my Butterfrees that I have, I mean, I don't really have a great Butterfree, but I do have one that's BFS and helping bonus, and I got it to the level to get helping bonus, and then I think also to level 30 just so it had the second ingredient, but I don't think I've touched it since then. If we got an island that was bug favored berries, I would maybe take a look at it a little more closely to be like, is this actually worth keeping? Or worth, you know, giving XP and sleeping, having it be in the party when sleeping? Just a little bit too flat at the top. Still gotta kind of cut away at the sides to like really try to make it, you know, rounded. It's close. Definitely close, but not quite there. I imagine there's not going to be much. I assume we'll have like 1 week break. And then, like when this week ends, I'll assume we'll have 1 normal week. And then the week after that will be Halloween. Because So like the 21st to the well, maybe they yeah, probably, right? The 21st to the 28th would be a normal week, and well, I guess the 21st to the 27th would be normal, and then the 28th into the 3rd of November, so that way it's like the week of Halloween, we'll probably get that Ghost Island, or the ghost more likely to show up thing again. We thought Scrum was part of Agile. It is, isn't it? I don't know. I feel like people will change the... I mean, Agile doesn't even mean what it originally meant anymore anyway, so I'm sort of not... I'm not invested to like pick a side on if Scrum is different or not different than Agile. I think technically it's a bit of a rectangle. A square is a rectangle, but a rectangle isn't a square thing. Where I think you can do Agile Scrum, but then you could do Kanban Scrum or something, or Waterfall Scrum, like that type of thing. But again, Agile doesn't even like mean what it used to mean anymore. Was that a thing that I sent you, or was that a thing that that a thing I posted in memes? We're talking about coding related stuff. Oh yeah, this. This is what I meant by saying Agile like isn't even Agile now. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. I don't really, I just do what, you know. What are we doing? Yeah, okay, I'm doing it. I'll do that. Like, you know, I'm so over. I mean, I was never really, like, you know, someone diehard about any of that type of thing anyway, but... I've never been huge on... like, oh, we gotta do it this process type of way, or whatever. For work, I suppose. I feel like this could be like I'm envisioning a character tiptoeing right now. Anyone else? Doing one of these with the body kind of scrunched up too. One of those. when that part hits, when this part hits with like this change up of not the dunk dunk dunk, but the that's when they stop and like hide behind something for a second. I know you can see me in the other thing, but this part. It ended. I should do some sort of scary-ish, Halloweenish Game Friday, but I don't really have one set to do currently. Like, there is a number of games, but they're all really long ones, or they're not enticing me to play them. I don't really want to play them, whether they're like these EGS games that look really long and not that enticing, or, you know, whatever else. I should find something. And then obviously we should find one to do for the 30th as well. Wearing socks to bed helps you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Here's why. I mean, I kind of believe that. I do feel like my feet get cold. But I still don't do it anyway. What I actually do instead, when it starts getting colder, is I'll kind of have like another blanket layer, but it's just at the end of the bed, basically. Where I make sure that it's covering like the feet end, as it were. Yeah, I can't tell you when I've last actually gone to bed wearing socks. I think the only is, at least in like a real bed, I don't know if I have, straight up. Now, I have fell asleep and slept purposely wearing socks when camping, I think, in the winter. I'm pretty sure I wore socks when camping outside the winter. But you have to use an extra pair to do that, because then they'll be all moist and whatnot. And you don't want to be wearing those when then you actually, like, you know, go outside after the fact, because then it'll freeze up. You gotta wear different fresh socks. Fresh socks. Fresh socks. Cat eater. Does your cat sleep under the covers or on top of the covers? I'm not really. Well, cats are. I don't know. I think we might be tapping out for today, as far as real progress goes. We've rounded stuff a bit. I think a lot of it still needs to get rounded more properly, but I think I want input from me old man, whom I should see this weekend, I believe. I think that is the plan. He won't sleep under it. I kind of feel like that's for the better, to be honest. Do they sleep at the end of the bed, though? Like at your feet? Otherwise, that ain't really heating your feet. Probably more like on your center, right? Or your chest. Like your either like your chest or your belly, right? Or do they sleep like next to you, but like above the covers? Depends on the temperature. Yeah, that makes sense too. I guess I was figuring in this cold scenario, in a scenario where they're gonna. He sleeps between your legs and then you kick him out. What the? He's just trying to get you to work on your hip flexibility. And then he wants to sleep in the arm nook. Usually how the winters go. Okay. Well, again, I kind of have said this every time the past couple weeks, but since the first chain breaking, it's mostly going to look the same for quite a while, as far as no big, drastic changes. I mean, if you compared this with some weeks ago, things would definitely be looking a lot rounder. Even today, some part, like the bottom and top parts, are definitely way rounder. They were like almost perfectly squared before. So in that sense, those are different. But yeah, let me click a thing here. Beat that. Among the Sleep we've played, Dark we played last year. There's definitely some Halloween adjacent games where it's like it's not even really Halloween, it's just that it's like a zombie. It's like not even really the same thing. That type of thing. You know what? I think there is another GOG game that we could potentially do. The other GOG game we did was the Ghostmaster game. That was funny to do that one. The one where you're... It was also really different, too. It wasn't, like, trying to spook you, but it was, Halloween related. You were the spooky, or the spooker. That one was kind of fun. The warmer months, he sleeps by your head. Does your cat have bad breath? I was gonna say, can cats have bad breath? But I'm like, yeah, of course they can. Basically any mammal can have bad breath. Yes, it has bad breath. Some people brush their pets' teeth. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't when they should. I'm not really sure how it goes with cats, but a lot of dogs will have problems if you don't do something for their teeth. And not just in a smelly breath way, but like an actual, uh, quality of life thing, I guess. Remember someone telling me, I actually talked about this like recently, like within the past week or two, about someone I know who's pretty well versed in dogs. They've had a ton of dogs, they've bred dogs, stuff like that. And she was saying that, well, first of all, she was saying none of her dogs have ever had to like have a surgery or you know, a disease or any mouth teeth related thing, because she goes out of her way to take care of it. Whether it is, she was telling me she was saying there was this like laser that she uses that will like, it, you know, it's basically to get the tartar and whatnot, like around the teeth and whatnot, and there's different settings of like strength wise that they use, and most of her dogs in the past were good about it, or were good about it. She was saying one time that one dog named Walter, he was kind of like the OG. If he was there, the other dogs were chill about it. Like Walter would do it first, and he's chill about it. And then they saw Walter do it, and so then they were chill about it. But then when Walter died, and she tried to do it with him, they were like, nah, Walter's gotta go first. Obviously they didn't say that, but like, the implication was that like, they didn't do it anymore that since Walter left. Like they wouldn't do it anymore. Whether it was his calming presence or just the fact that he would do it first, I don't know. But it was kind of funny. So she was talking about how there was this other stuff you can get, and that she had just tried, and it was working really well. That are these, I honestly don't even really remember how she described them. They're these like circle things, or you know, cube-like things that you give to them, and they basically eat it, but it's more like gnaw at it and eventually eat it. And whatever is in it, it's like she had to get it from a vet specifically, or like an online retailer, but you have to like get approval via a vet or something. So she just went and got it at a vet anyway. It ended up working really well apparently. So, but anyway, so she was telling me about someone else's dog that she knew that never really got their teeth cleaned by like the owner or anything. Maybe sometimes at the vet, but when the dog was getting old, there's no way to say this that isn't graphic, so you know, if you want to mute for like 30 seconds or something, now's your warning. But basically it's like jaw like just broke off. I think it was something relatively disturbing like that, where it basically just fell apart, which is pretty fucked up. But my understanding is also that it can vary quite a bit from dog breed to dog breed, kind of like a lot of things in dogs. Like, what is it, German Shepherds always have back or like hip or lower back issues or something. It's kind of like one of those type of things where I guess there's certain dogs that are more susceptible to teeth issues, or like tartar building up and then causing problems. I imagine there's some relative similarities for cat stuff, but I don't know for sure. But yeah, I don't know. You just made me think of that because that was a recent conversation I had. So I thought I'd share that maybe not so nice story, but perhaps a warning to someone lurking in the future. I don't know. Usually a good idea to try to. The problem a lot of the times is like many things with pets, if you don't kind of instill the routine of it early on enough, then it can become quite difficult to get a dog to like cutting nails or trimming nails on a dog. If you don't do it early on, it can become kind of a problem to try to get them to do it. Kind of like that, but with teeth. Anyway, yeah, if anyone sees any weird, like, Halloween related things, whether it's games or activity or something to do with the coming days, feel free to send them in Discord. Even if it's like a 5-10 minute thing, it doesn't matter. Just anything would be good. A lot of domestic cats lose front teeth because they aren't chopping into creatures and naturally cleaning those front ones. Then their tongues hang out, drool a little, side effect of being fed dead food, something like that. Yeah, that reminds me of another dog. Like, one of the other things she talked about dog-wise is that one of the reasons that you should not only feed your dog soft foods is basically kind of the same idea as what you're saying. Like, eating hard food is really important part of dog, like again, kind of what you're describing, like cleaning out areas and harder and other things is like having some of that hard food, which is kind of funny in the sense that, you know, a lot of the time, at least I feel like in recent years, you know, there's the proliferation of getting fancier, nicer dog food. That's, you know, the commercials will be like, get him some real meat and real food, not just those little, you know, hard rocks of food that they eat from a, you know, kibble bag or something, where it's like, actually it's kind of important. Popular treat brand greenies that are harder, big strips that help scrape teeth naturally, stimulate. Yeah, it's the same kind of idea, I think, is why a lot of those hard dog foods are important. Not that they have to only eat that, but it's important to have a mix, is my understanding. Well, more of the hard. If you could only choose one, it's better to have the hard ones than the soft ones. That makes sense. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me for cats too, that there'd be something like that. Because, like, it'd be weird if cats were just, you know, didn't have stuff like that, and they were just, like, perfect for no reason. Wouldn't really make sense. So yeah, I could see that. What was this emote, this dog emote that you sent? I didn't even really say. Brett Dog Brett Brett Dog Bread. Who is Brett Dog? Let's see. Brett Dog Bread is a RuneScape streamer that looks like he uses a VTubing
I'm a bit
dog,
rusty, so
basically.
we're a bit sloppy at the game. But
Is he like a big? Oh, he's got a check mark. Neat. He made his own dog YouTuber. Dude, I want to make one. Just for sometimes if I don't want to use the camera. Problem with cats and hard food is maintaining hydration. Hmm. Yeah, that is a bit of a pet to pet thing, like a almost a pet personality thing where some cats or dogs just like don't drink liquid. They just like won't do it. Naturally, like they just don't want to or just don't get thirsty or whatever. That definitely happened to a family. It was a family dog that never really drank water that much. Um, and I think it like started to cause problems or something, or at least at one point in time, they like had to kind of put water in with the hard food so that they would get some water while he was eating. But then as he got older, I don't know, old guy thing, old dog thing. He would start sleeping and his tongue would come out. It'd be like, bleh. He'd be like that. And the theory that they had, at least, is that because the tongue would be out, that the tongue would get dry and he would get dehydrated, so then that made him start drinking water more. Like, it was noticeable that he was drinking water more. And that's the theory why, is because the tongue would be out, and it's like, you know what? If that fucking works, that fucking works. Whatever. if that's what it takes, it's a good thing. So, a happy accident. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Alright. We had some nice chatting, but it's time to pack it up. I'll see you Friday. I have to check this actually, but there's a chance that Monday stream could be delayed, or is likely to be delayed. But that's a bit in the future, so we don't need to go there. But I'm just tossing it out there for now. Candy Cornge. Yeah, make sure to wear sunscreen. Moisturize, especially now that it's getting cold and drier. And I will see you on the next one. I would say, you know, go find someone to watch in the meantime. But until then, see you.